गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ॐ योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यं। We are in the chapter 3, section 2, and here the magic of satsang. In the previous section, he talked about the various techniques, methods given by the various masters, various acharyas, but now he comes to and what did they say? How to gain the true devotion of the Lord. And as a conclusion to that part, now the sage Narada is giving his conclusion based upon his experience, and he says in Sutra number 38, Mukhyatastu Mahat Krupayaiva Bhagavat Krupa Leshadva Mukhyatastu Mahat Krupayaiva Bhagavat Krupa Leshadva. Primarily it, that is pure devotion, is gained through the grace of great souls or through a little of the divine grace. You may practice renunciation of the world, renunciation of all the relationships, renunciation, disidentification from the body, from the breath, from the mind, but in the end it is the grace which makes the devotion flower within your heart. All these practices put together, nothing will happen. They are inert. They are about the world. But how does this Lord enter into your heart? He comes by His own will. Nothing that you can do or not do can bring it about. But yes, there is one thing, and that is company of realized masters. Company of great devotees of the Lord who have realized the Lord. Their company can help you to their grace, their company can bring about that grace within your heart, that devotion in your heart. And therefore, he says that when we watch these great masters, move about, sing the name of the Lord, something, when we are in their presence, something happens to our mind. It also becomes silent. It also becomes devoted to the Lord. It also starts contemplating on the Lord. Just by merely being in their presence, it becomes silent. It automatically stops thinking of the world. It stops thinking of its ambitions, aspirations. There and then it happens. And with regards to that, he says that, and the second part he said is Bhagavad Krupa Leshadva. Leshad is a little bit. And from a slight blessing of the Lord Himself. Why not more blessing?
That is for the final stage.
Yeah.
That is for the final stage when you are probably at that time.
No, this is for the beginning.
This is for the beginning, yes, for little only.
No, we
Push.
don't, because you are qualified for that much only. We don't.
No, there is no qualification required for God's grace.
We don't allow it.
He can come into the heart of a murderer also. You don't need any qualification. Angulimal came with his sword to kill Buddha. Give me what you have. He says, I don't have anything. He says, I'm going to kill you. How come you don't have anything? You must give me something. Because Angulimal had taken a vow that he'll collect so many fingers of 108 fingers. So he used to kill. The last one was Buddha. When he came, he lifted his hand and the hand won't come down to kill to sever the neck, head from the body. Just stuck there. Eventually he said, please, what is this happened to me? And became his disciple. See? So even a murderer can change. Even Ashoka the emperor, he also changed when he came across Buddhism. See? So God does not require any qualification. Why? Think about it. Because God does not see the world as good and bad. Just like the sun does not see the day and night, God also does not see good or bad, Brahman or Shudra, cultured or uncultured, devotee or not a devotee, pure or impure. He does not classify the world like that. He sees the whole world as what? As I, as himself, because he alone is the whole world. So how can he see differences? When everything is included within him, how can he create distinctions? And therefore, the grace is always flowing towards everyone from God's point of view. And when it expresses nobody knows. Anytime it can happen. But so that it can happen, because it has not happened, because we are not recognizing that it is there, we must seek the company of great realized masters, in whose company we become aware of this. We become aware of this grace and our journey begins. Our devotion is inaugurated in our heart. And in this way, now in this chapter, how many? 1, 2, 3, in the next 4 sutras, the common question that the devotees ask or the seekers ask, they are being answered. And the questions are like, how can we enter the spiritual life and walk all by ourselves? No help, no one there to guide us. Is there any guide who will come to us to help us on the path? Is there any help if when we are finding difficulty, will any help come along the path? Is there any source from which such a confused devotee can draw his inspiration? Is there any source? Or is it like Vedanta says, it's the journey of one to the one? One to the one. तो रास्ते में कोई नहीं है क्या? There is no one along the way to guide me. So when in those moments of doubts, in those moments of desperation, in those moments of despair, in those moments of pain, in those moments of unassuredness, your faith starts dwindling. That am I going on the right thing? So many years have passed, nothing has happened. Lord, 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 Lord. Nobody has. Anyone I say, take the name of the Lord. But I ask them, have you seen the Lord? Nobody has seen the Lord. Then what am I pursuing? So as the mind purifies, the challenges of the mind are of a different level. And such a person then is continuously, another doubt that can come into the devotee's mind is, do I put self-effort to seek the Lord? Do I decide what my path is going to be, what disciplines I should be following, and then reach the ultimate destination? Or is it only the grace of the Lord which is going to help me get there? So do I just wait like a zombie and wait for the grace to happen, or do I put efforts? What do you do?
The ahamkara and panic must be there.
Sure.
Bit of both,
Sure.
Swami.
Huh?
Bit of both.
Bit of both. Well said.
You put effort and the grace.
So Shankaracharya tells here that initially you begin with efforts. As a result of those efforts, purification is gained. In that purified mind, the grace starts expressing itself. But you just said grace is always there. Yes, sun is always there. But can it shine on a unpolished stone? No. So you polish it. That same stone now is able to reflect the sun, isn't it? The same stone is now able to reflect the sun. Same way. Until unless this mind of ours is not purified, it is like that unpolished stone. With too much of dross, with too much of attachments, with too much of unwanted data, which is veiling that Lord to express Himself. But as we start polishing it, purifying it, slowly we start having an inkling. Yeah, sometimes beams of light come. We continue experience more and more joy. We say, yeah, it must be there. Then the grace starts flowing. It is already, the moment you start, it starts flowing. According to the yoga, up to the stage of pratyahar is your effort. After that, not pratyahar, dharana. Till dharana is your effort. After that, the grace starts. Till there, self-effort is necessary. Asana, yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar and dharana. Dharana, the ultimate stage in which you put your attention on the name of the Lord for a long period of time to the exclusion of all other thoughts. You can only strive to do that. As you start doing that, automatically the joy starts welling up, automatically the single pointedness comes, automatically the duration of that chant or the duration of remembrance of that divine theme slowly keeps increasing as long as you are regularly practicing. And when it catches you from inside and takes you into dhyan, meditation, that is Lord's grace. You cannot meditate. Meditation has to happen. And that is what is being told. And in every religion this is being told. ask, you shall receive, seek, and it shall be, and you will find it. And this way, even in Bible, similar is told that until unless you don't put effort, in somewhere it comes that if you begin the journey and walk a little bit, the Lord will come running and take you towards Him. So initially, self-effort, which eventually gives you the acumen to recognize that there is grace. It is only by the grace. And when you have come to that point of recognition, that grace, that devotion, then even the efforts that you put before, there is no arrogance that I put those efforts. Then you attribute that also to the Lord, saying, you only made me put those efforts. You only put those efforts through me in order for me to be one with you. This type of expressions come out of such devotees. Therefore, here mukhyatastu mahat krupayaiva, more than the God's grace, we need the Guru's grace. Why? Guru is the Lord Himself incarnate coming into our life. And now with regards to this point, more is being talked in the word Sutra number 39. It says, Mahat Sangastu Durlabho Agamyo Amoghascha Mahat Sangastu Durlabho Agamyo Amoghascha. So till here, now Narada is telling what his opinion is in detail. He is now expanding the point that he made before, and he says that to come in contact with a great soul is indeed extremely difficult. It is impossible to know them fully, yet it is infallible in its effect. What he says here is that great souls, meaning those who are realized masters, they are commoner than the commonest. How do you recognize that this fellow is a great soul? Can you? You yourself are steeped in ignorance and you want to seek. I know one person, they say, Swamiji, when they called me one day, I said, yes, no, Swamiji, I want to give you a good news. I said, what is the good news? Oh, I made this person my guru. I said, Acha? No, not only me. I took initiation from him. The words are exactly what he said, I am repeating. I made him my guru, and my wife and my children also made him their guru. And therefore, we asked him to give us initiation, and we have taken the mantra from him. So my immediate response was, Guru is not made, Guru finds the disciple, disciple never finds the Guru. He looked at me, I don't think it clicked in him. We, with the teeny mini intellect, with teeny mini ego, are trying to come to a conclusion that this person who is abiding in the infinite is my Guru. How can you ever recognize that fellow? You can't even recognize the Lord in your wife and your children. And you are recognizing a realized master. And therefore, it is durlabha. It is very difficult to find. Then what can be done about this? All we can do is tune ourselves. And how do we tune ourselves? By continuously remaining with a frame of mind wherein we remain in satsang, we study the scriptures, we chant the name of the Lord, live a pure life, think of the Lord. Maybe the devotion hasn't come, but keep taking the name of the Lord. And keep this prayer inside your heart that may oh Lord, please guide me, please guide me. You should never ever in your life decide who your teacher is going to be, who your guru is going to be. Because essentially everyone and everything in this creation is nothing but that Lord, isn't it? So everything is guru. But which one of that guru, expressions of the Lord, is going to give you the guidance? That freedom you do not have. That is Lord's freedom. All our freedom is to attune ourselves, make ourselves to be in tune with the divine. That's all we can do. When the right time comes, the guru comes. Ramakrishna Paramhams, when he wanted to understand what Christianity was, he didn't go out of the temple, the priest came to him. When he wanted to understand what Islam was, the Maulvi came to him and taught him. When he wanted to understand what Vedanta was, Totapuri Maharaj came to him and blessed him. He did not go anywhere. Acha, it is leverage. All I have to do is think and everyone comes. Yes, you don't have to go anywhere. And what do? We go to Himalayas in search of Guru. We go to Varanasi in search of Guru. We go to Badrinath in search of Guru. Why? Gurus are not available anywhere else. Nobody is stopping from you to go there. But with this intention also is not wrong. That I have to go there. Maybe gurus are available. But which one is mine? That freedom we don't have. Because if you have to go to Himalayas, you will go to Himalayas. If you have to go to Kailash, you will go to Kailash. Nobody can stop you because it's in your destiny to go there. But if the Guru is waiting for you in Kerala or Maharashtra, then it has to happen that way.
So the guru doesn't have to be in a physical place only, can it be?
It can be otherwise also. But you being human, us being human, we want to have a contact, we want to have a relationship, we want to have personal guidance. Personal fitness trainer. We want to have personal guidance.
Spiritual trainer.
Huh?
Spiritual trainer.
Personal spiritual guidance. Some people are there. They will never come to satsang. So many satsangs are going throughout the week. They will not come. Nahi Swamiji, we want your personal time. Kyun bhaiya? What is that? What I am going to tell there? No. In class it is different. Here you are more relaxed. I said, I am relaxed there also. No. But it's different.
One to one.
One to one. That also I have heard. One to one we want. With no disturbance from others. Then we have only you for ourselves. And basically all they want is to download. Not learn something. But lucky, in that download somewhere I say something or some interaction takes place and they learn something and they go. So, here it is said that, and such gurus, see, an individual can never understand a great master. When I told you about this Waris Shah, day before yesterday, when after giving his instructions to Waris Shah, the Bunde Shah, he told, you have to fall in love and you have to feel the pain. Then alone music will come out of you. You want to write poetry, that's why you have come to me, no? This is my instruction. Then you will become fearless. And very next moment, the teacher was taken away by the soldiers of the Muslim rule, and he walked happily to his death. People are surprised. Common man is surprised. Do I have to do this? In Christianity, Jesus knew what end awaits him, isn't it? That he will be crucified. But did he fear crucifixion? He did what was required to be done, and he was nailed to the cross. People will say, common man, right? If I become spiritual, will I be nailed to the cross like this? Will I be whipped like someone? Will I be buried alive like certain masters were? They cannot understand. How can a realized master allow himself to go through this? Why can't he change the world if he has the capacity? Because Lord has that capacity. Why can't great masters heal themselves? They seem to heal everyone else, but they are incapable of healing themselves. Why? These type of things when come in their mind, they start doubting the great masters. They are unable to recognize the great masters. You may be passing by a great master in your daily life many times, but are you able to recognize them? For that is required a purified mind, an intense desire within, a prayer to the Lord that Lord, please come. How he comes, that's not your concern. Please come and guide me. Please come and help me. And the divine grace does flow, and it will come into your life as a teacher. It will come as a master. It will come as eventually, by living in the company of a great master, in a company of a great devotee, we start seeing the world through their eyes. This devotee, this great master sees everything as divine. Then where am I missing the point that I am not having the same vision as this master is? What is it that he is doing that I am not doing? What is the frame of his mind and heart which is not, where am I missing out on? And that's when devotion kindles in such a person's heart. He may ask the question, he may not, but it happens. And in this way, the only way in this world, the only way to move ahead on the path of devotion, in the path of spirituality, is to seek company of great realized masters. Do not think that you will do it your way. The moment you think you will do it your way, what has happened? The ego has come up. My way or the highway. The ego has come up, and ego wants to survive. It doesn't want to get annihilated. And therefore, in the company of such great masters, by listening to them, by serving them, by being in company with them, by listening to their satsang, by singing and chanting and doing kirtan with them, a devotee can purify himself more and more and eventually come to that state of deep devotion wherein the Lord is immediate in his heart. And only through a teacher, there are two things that can inspire you towards spiritual journey. First is the scriptures. They can inspire you if you are available to them. And the second thing that inspires you is the great masters. Because those great masters have translated what the scripture is saying into their life and they are living that life. And therefore, if you can't find a great master, till then study scriptures. Once a scripture master comes into your life, then do what he tells you to do. Then don't insist. See, I went to someone's house and they said the wife was crying. She says, Swamiji, I am feeling very bad that I told the Lord that I will do this puja, I will feed so many people once my son has passed year 12 with good marks. And he has passed. But I have still not done the puja and I have not still fed the people. And she was crying. And seeing her, that she is feeling guilty inside, that she has committed something, made a promise, and she has not lived up to that promise, isn't it? Now she could have told that to her husband, she could have told that to her son, she must have told, but they were not. Nani, we'll do it now, and they are postponing and postponing and postponing, and it has not happened. So I went for bhiksha and she was feeding me, and she is sitting there, down there, and she is crying away. But Swamiji, why this? I said, maybe you are feeling bad that you are not done. I said, do it tomorrow. How much time does it take? All you have to make is make one pressure cooker full of khichdi. In 15 minutes it will be ready. And all you have to do is make a call. It takes 1 second to make a call to that temple and say, I am bringing khichdi tomorrow. And story over. Instead of staying for the next, no, immediately the husband, vacha, in between he jumped. The Rakshasa jumped. No, don't give promise to Swamiji that you will do tomorrow. Day after tomorrow we are leaving for India, and after we come back from India, then we will do it. Is that okay, Swamiji? Now what do I say? I don't want to get into their thing. I said, do. I said what I had to say. Now you do what you have to do. So for the next 1 month, she is going to feel that guilt, she is going to feel that pain inside and live with it till it happens. And all that she had to do was make a call, make a khichdi and give it. Problem was over. So solutions do come when you come in front of teachers and masters. It will only, all the guilts, all the sins, all the misdeeds that we are harboring in our head when we are in the presence of masters, realized masters, all of them get washed away. They guide you. Scriptures tell you so many things. Are you able to practice everything that is to be told? But out of that whole gamut of scriptures, the master takes out that which is necessary for you right there and then and guides you. Sometimes he may do that through words, sometimes he may do that by touch. In Shaktipat it's just touch. Sometimes he may do only by looking. Sometimes it may be through a discourse. That's not for you to judge. All you have to do is be available. So, when Eknath Maharaj wanted to continue in his spiritual journey, who was his guru? Jnaneshwar Maharaj. Was Jnaneshwar Maharaj present that time? No, he has not seen him. He is there in his samadhi. He is there in his samadhi, but he considered him his guru. When Eklavya wanted to learn archery and he went to Dronacharya, Dronacharya said, no, I will not teach you. You are from a Shudra caste. You are a tribal. This place is, he says, I am a tribal prince. I am a prince. He says, but you are a tribal prince. You are not a Kshatriya. You are not a warrior. He says, Acha. Very disappointed. He went away. Only once he met Dronacharya, the picture was there. He had in his heart already accepted him as the teacher. Because anywhere he looked, he was there. So he went in that deep devotion. He made a statue of his and taking inspiration from that statue of Guru Dronacharya, he became a better archer than Arjuna. See? He became a better archer than Arjuna. And then, out of his innocent heart, because he has gained such great, become such a great archer, he goes and to Guru Dronacharya and says, I want to give Guru Dakshina. He says, why do you want to give Guru Dakshina? He says, you taught me the archery. He says, what can you do? Before a dog can bark and close his mouth again, he shot 4 arrows into it. He says, oh, Arjuna cannot do it. Suddenly, Guru Dronacharya, oh, I promised Arjuna that he will become the greatest archer. He says, give me your thumb as Guru Dakshina. See? So, disciple has to be ready. Guru, that same Guru Dronacharya is there in the statue also. That same Lord who is infinite is there in his name also. That name is in your mind, in your thought. So the quality, the ideal that that name represents is there in that name. In that devotion that you have towards that Lord. So this way, there Sri Narad, sage Narada says that the influence of a true master in your life is very, very necessary, and it is helpful to have a guidance from a teacher in order to become devoted to the Lord. Sutra 40, Labhyatepi tat krupayaiva. Labhyatepi tat krupayaiva. Nevertheless, by the grace of God alone, great souls are attained. So again, a contra, and that is that, how does a great master come into your life? It is by God's grace. Because God Himself is gracing you through that master in your life and guide you. And in this way, only that person who is choosing to be one with the Lord. The Guru does not appear. Great masters are there in front of many, many people. Has everyone realized? Has everyone realized? No. Millions come to various masters. Have they realized? Every one of them realized? It doesn't happen. It happens only to those who are seeking the Lord. Some people go to various satsangs for networking. Some people go to various satsangs to check which guru is more popular. Some people go to various satsangs to compare the teachings. Some people go to satsang because that's the in thing to do in those days, in these moments. So that it becomes a party topic. That, hey, I went there, he spoke like this. Hey, I go to that fellow, he's like a friend to me. There's no, Krishna was also a friend of Arjuna. Arjuna said, hi, yaar. He used to do that. He used to, Lord Krishna is eating food, Arjuna is also sitting, he used to eat from his plate. He used to fight with him, he used to play with him, but he never wanted knowledge from him. Why? He is my yar. He is my mate. No problem of having a mate. Sometime, somewhere, some appropriate moment, that mate will tell you what your position is. That come out of this and come to realize yourself. If you can make God friend, He will certainly shower His grace someday or the other. If you make a great master your friend, he will certainly shower the grace. So only he who chooses the Lord and Lord alone, to such a person the Lord reveals, not to anyone. Exclusive devotion to the Lord. And in this way, it is understand that it is that Lord alone which is expressing through this seeker as an urge, as this pining, as this longing to know the Lord. It is the Lord's energy only expressing. Lord is the goal, Lord is the longing, the seeker is not other than the Lord, Lord seeking the Lord. Brahma arpanam brahma havihi, brahmagno brahmana hutam. Self seeking the self. This whole thing is a leela. But this becomes evident only in a purified mind. In that mind which is exclusively for the Lord and nothing else. And in this way, it is the same Lord who is also expressing through the great master. It is that same, so the urge to know the Lord is also from the grace of the Lord. That same grace is expressing through that great master also. And that same grace brings the master and the devotee together, or the disciple together, and eventually when it is that same grace which makes the disciple come to realize and become the great master. See? Circle is complete. But it all happens when the time is ripe, and why it happens to some, why it doesn't happen to others? No why. Drop the why. It happens to some, it doesn't happen to others. It's a mystery. It's a wonderment. If you want that mystery and wonderment to happen to you, pine for the Lord, cry for the Lord, long for the Lord. Let the Lord be the only purpose why you are existing in this creation. Then that mystery will reveal itself to you. Otherwise, if that mystery has not revealed, there is only other thing. What is that? Crying. Why the world is like this? Why am I getting old? Why, when will I realize? Why the Lord is not coming into my heart? Why there are no one to guide me? Why there is no help? Why He has left me alone? Your own tape recorder is going on. Crying will not bring it about. But you cry for the Lord, maybe something happens. But when you cry, why, no answer. Instead, our crying should be, why you have kept me away from yourself when I understand through that you and me are one. Why this difference? So, theoretically you have come to know, and you are seeing a great master, and you have read about so many great masters, that they have attained. Why am I, if essentially you and me are one, then why this difference? Why this pain? Where am I lacking? And that feeling will make the devotee put even more efforts, knowing that eventually it is only His grace. But he will put more efforts in taking the name of the Lord. What was told before, that on those moments when he is not remembering the divine theme, he becomes into utter pain. That I was not able to remember you even for a second. And that makes him go back to the Lord again. And eventually, it is the grace of the Lord alone that brings the teacher and the disciple, the Lord and the devotee together. And In that they become one. How do they become one? Sutra number 41. Tasmin tajjane bheda bhavat. Tasmin tajjane bheda bhavat. Because between God and his devotee there is no sense of difference. For the devotee there is God who is separate to him. But for God there is no devotee who is separate to him. As I said before in the beginning of the previous sutra, from his point of view, there is no meritorious people and unmeritorious people. There is no sinner and a devotee. For him, everyone is equal. Everyone is one and the same. Everyone is of his own nature. Therefore, he does not have any partiality. The radio signals or the Vodafone signals have got no partiality. Acha, you got S2, I will not come in this. So samajhta kya hai? There is a case going on against Samsung. I will not come through your phone. I will only go through Apple. No. Or if you have an old Nokia phone, still tuk 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 going on. An old one, you are dilapidated man, you don't have the capacity to express me. I will not grace you. No. The moment that battery is charged and the phone is in a functioning order, whether it is old, whether it is new, whether it is broken, but it has the capacity to, whether it has a cover or no cover, whether the screen is something seen on the screen or not seen, but the signal which is abundantly available in the atmosphere, the moment the phone is ready, the signal passes through, isn't it? Receptiveness is there. Same thing is our story. So what clothes you are wearing or not wearing, whether you are young or you are old, Prabhupada of Krishna consciousness, this ISKCON, at age of 62 he started his journey and only worked for 12 years and created such a huge organization in the remembrance of the Lord. All he did was sing Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. 12 years. At age 62, he was a lawyer. Left home. I have done my duties, I have brought the children up. Time to move on. Now I want to do what my heart is pining for. See? So there is no right time or wrong time for the Lord's grace to function. He does not see. So whether you are young, old, diseased or healthy, blind or deaf, dead or alive, maybe. Some people are dead also and then they wake up. They wake up after that. They call that clinical death, isn't it? Clinically they are dead, but then they wake up. There have been cases which we have read where the person was being taken to the cremation ground and he is Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai. Suddenly Ram Naam Satya Hai, Arey, kiske liye? He is also chanting Ram Naam Satya Hai because he just woke up. Ram Naam Satya. Suddenly he realized, they are chanting, they are taking me to my pyre. I am alive, man. I am alive. The coffin is there and there is knocking going on inside. Wake up, open. Why have you put me inside? So God does not see the superficial. He sees, are you receptive? Are you open? Are you, and that receptivity is only possible when that pining and longing is there. Maybe initially it is only from your head that I must, it's like an obsession, mental obsession. But eventually it turns into devotion. And in this way, where are we? Tasmin tad jane bheda bhavat. And this way, that the Lord does not know the differences between all the devotees or all the people. He is always there for everyone without any distinction. And this way, the Sutra assures a devotee, assures a spiritual seeker that he is taken care of. Don't worry. The Lord's grace is always there. You are not left alone on the path. Who is a sinner? Who is a culprit? Who has forgotten the divine theme and is indulging in sense gratification in the world. He is a sinner. Who is having even one thought which is other than the divine. He is a sinner. And who is a devotee? Who is continuously thinking only about the Lord. Offering all the thoughts that are coming in his mind also as an oblation to that divinity. Such is a devotee. And in this way, the moment this devotee turns towards the Lord and thinks about the Lord, at that very moment, the Lord also starts functioning through that devotee to the extent to which he is thinking about him. So right now, is the Lord functioning through you? Yes. He is functioning through you. What is he functioning as? You are seeing, hearing, touching, feeling, tasting, functioning through the body. He is functioning as the identification, as the life through you at this moment. But can this life become a God-centered life? Yes, it is possible. And what is the consequence of that? The consequence of that is just the way God attitude is towards his creation. That whole creation is in me, I am in the whole creation. This becomes the attitude and experience of the devotee who is thinking about the Lord. That the whole creation that I am experiencing at this moment is not other than me, and I am not other than this creation. I am in this creation because God is not other than the conscious principle that is within our heart and mind. It's the same thing. And this transformation comes about. And that is God realization. That is where love fulfills itself. This is the epitome of that love. And in this way, therefore, in the 42nd Sutra, Tadeva Sadhyatam, Tadeva Sadhyatam, Tadeva Sadhyatam, Tadeva Sadhyatam. Just like before it was told, Tadevam Evam, in one of the verses, sutras, same way here, again it is being re-established by Narad Muni, sage Narada, that we must, or a sincere seeker must continue practicing those practices which enable the purification, as a result of which the grace of the teacher, the grace of the Lord is able to flow into us, through us at all times. And in this way, this is the final conclusion that Narad Muniji comes to and continues to advocate this this message for the benefit of all the seekers, students, disciples of the Lord. And therefore, All Narad Muniji is saying is continuously dedicate all activities to the Lord, and continuously, this is at the action level, and continuously in your mind remember the Lord incessantly. So when you find yourself doing something, dedicate that activity to the Lord. When you are in your mind, remember only the Lord. When these two-pronged approach is practiced in our daily life, the Lord's grace is not far away. And to bring this about, continuous company with those people who are devotees of the Lord, companionship of those people. Yeah, I don't know, this time I went to Sydney, 2-3 people said to me, Swamiji, you are the company that you keep, so I choose which company I keep. So nowadays I am very choosy with whom I want to become friends. Good. So are you keeping the friends of those who go to pubs and go to casinos and talk about work or shop all the time, or are you keeping company of... Then one person told me, Swamiji, I got a good balance. I got company of all fields. I have people from this profession, that profession, and you are also one of them. Spiritual company. When I have spiritual needs, I come to you. When I have electrical needs, I go to the electrical companion. When I have plumbing needs, I go to the plumber, who is my friend. When I have taxation needs, then I go to a tax person who is my friend. So he has got right company. Integrated approach, he says. So, in short, companionship, meaning continuous exposure to satsanga, brings everything that you need in your life to be one with the Lord. It will automatically bring. But expose yourself to satsang again and again and again and again. Now this satsang and what was told before, sangat tyagat, that was company of people. It was not with the feeling that without them I don't have an existence. What will I do if I don't have a relationship? So that was different. But here we are talking about satsang. So continuously expose yourself to the glories of the Lord, stories of the Lord, knowledge of the Lord, of the divine theme, and in this way it makes you ready, it makes you prepared for the, what is that word? For the eureka moment. To leap. Leap. You can't leap. It happens. You didn't say reap.
It's leaping, but I can't leap. But
Yeah. He makes you leap. He makes the mind leap over the unknown at the last minute. So all our choice, our freedom is to keep preparing, keep polishing, keep coming from many to one, and eventually keeping the company of satsangis, so that we are continuously, our mind is washed. See, many things I have heard, what my teacher said or other teachers said many years ago. At that time they did not click. It did not click. I appreciated it, but it was not my knowledge. It was not coming from within. Yeah, it is there. But now, as over the years, so many things are just clicking. Everything is falling into one hole. Just getting swallowed. I can't see any differences in different paths, for example. I can't see any difference. Whether you follow devotion, whether you follow Vedanta, whether you follow Ashtanga Yoga, I can't see the difference. I see all of them reflected in each other. But you asked me 10 years ago, I didn't know what Vedanta is. I didn't know. You asked me what, I did not know all this understanding. But it's all merging. Eventually, it merges to such an extent that nothing is left and everything is available. Only one, and that is the Lord. Come to that stage and prepare for it. And in this way, the Narad Muniji has given us what his conclusions are with regards to the satsang. And now he gives the danger of dussang. Naturally, if advantages of satsang are there, what is the disadvantage? What are the dangers if you keep wrong company? That will be told in the next chapter, which we will see in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Jnaneshwara Mauli Jnanadev Tukaram. 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 Jnaneshwara Jnanadev Tukaram. Jnaneshwara Mauli 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 Jnanadev Tukaram. Jnaneshwara ज्ञानेश्वर माऊली ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम 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 जय जय विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल जय जय विठ्ठल जय हरी जय जय विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल जय जय विठ्ठल जय हरी जय जय विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल 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 जय जय विठ्ठल जय जय विठ्ठल जय हरी 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 विठ्ठल जय विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल जय 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 विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल जय जय विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल जय विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल 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 जय हरी विठ्ठल जय जय विठ्ठल जय विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल जय 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 विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल जय 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 विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल जय जय विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल जय जय विठ्ठल जय हरी विठ्ठल ज्ञानेश्वर माऊली ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम ज्ञानेश्वर माऊली ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम ज्ञानेश्वर माऊली ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम माऊली ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम ज्ञानेश्वर 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 माऊली ज्ञान ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम माऊली ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम ज्ञानदेव तुकाराम